Hi, my name is Daniel. I think that it's safe to say we've all been very surprised, at times intrigued by the news concerning the economy in the recent months. We've seen everything from companies rescued by billions of taxpayer dollars who end up using that money to pay for million-dollar company jets and to go for corporate spa retreats. We've seen everything from that to the Obama administration warning that if action is not taken, we are facing a severe economic depression. It all makes for interesting, at times shocking, and altogether important developments in our country today. Personally, I've always been intrigued to learn how government works. I think that staying informed about that kind of stuff is pretty much essential. This topic should also be relevant to any U.S. citizen because it affects our ability to receive services. It really means that our taxpayer dollars are on the line, and I think that's pretty important. As we now know, the U.S. is in a recession. As a response, the Obama administration has proposed a stimulus package for the economy. Both houses of Congress have authorized the plan, and that happened about 2 days ago. Today I'm going to give you a very brief overview about first of all, the recession we're experiencing, the solutions proposed by the Obama administration, and finally, reactions to and a criticism of the stimulus from a few sources. First, I'm going to talk briefly about the current recession. The National Bureau of Economic Research defines a recession as, quote, a significant decline in economic activity spread across the economy lasting more than a few months, visible in real GDP, real income, industrial production, and wholesale retail sales. This financial crisis was triggered by a massive amount of delinquencies and foreclosures in the subprime market. Significant losses to banks and investors resulted in a tightening in the restrictions on extending credit to consumers. Prices of consumer goods have gone up, and there has been no comparable rise in incomes for the majority of Americans, which has contributed to the problem. According to the Boston Globe, consumer confidence is at its lowest level in 30 years. Additionally, according to the New York Times, job creation has stagnated, unemployment has risen, and we've seen in the last month a loss of almost 600,000 jobs. So secondly, I'm going to talk to you about some of the solutions offered in the economic stimulus package provided by the Obama administration. One of the primary elements is assistance to the unemployed. Aside from that, there's investment in development of alternative sources of energy, development of new medical technology as well as information technology, and funding to provide for tens of thousands of schools and universities to receive 21st century facilities, computers, and labs. And that will really provide the foundation for the next generation of workers and entrepreneurs in this country. A large portion of the stimulus is going to tax cuts for most segments of the population. The hope here is that this will encourage consumer spending. All told, the economic stimulus package is going to cost taxpayers about $800 billion. Finally, I'm going to discuss some reactions to a criticism of the stimulus by a few different sources. The most common criticism heard is from opposition party lawmakers who believe that a good amount of the stimulus is providing spending for projects that are unrelated to stimulating the economy, and as such will not have a stimulative effect. The second most common criticism is that the focus in this package should have been primarily on tax cuts, which would have left the so-called free market to do the rest. Despite these criticisms, a Gallup poll recently suggested that a slight majority of Americans support the passage of the economic stimulus package. Well, I hope my presentation has been informative, educational, and helped you to, first of all, understand the economic recession that we're in, what is being proposed to fix it, and some reactions that it's received from different segments of the population. In conclusion, I believe very strongly that knowledge is power. I think that being aware about the government and the actions of the government is essential to being a citizen. And I think that knowledge about this stimulus package has the added benefit of making you aware of how your tax dollars are being spent, billions of them in fact, and what existing services and new services you can expect to receive because of it. If you'd like to learn more, get on the web, go to the New York Times, go to the WhiteHouse.gov website. Thank you for your time.